My name is Barbara Bates. I'm a fashion designer, and I've been in the business, I guess, about 26 years. I'm a fashion designer. That's kind of like what I do, but that's not necessarily who I am. And I guess as we move forward, I get to tell you a little bit about what Bates Designs has done in the city of Chicago, and how I've taken fashion and transformed it to work in some other adverse areas that I've been advocating for. I started my company in 1986 with 4 employees. I'm a self-taught fashion designer, so I still do not know how to sew, but I know how to pick out wonderful fabrics, and I know what fabrics can do. Fabrics actually speak to me, and I haven't been smoking anything, but they can actually speak to me, and I can tell like what they can become. So that's kind of been like, where favor has been on me. I can go and buy fabrics and turn them into like, incredible garments. I started in 1986, and actually my clients were basically men. About 95% of my clients were men. They were basically like athletes, and in the late 80s, guys, and early 90s, they were really dressed and flashy, but women's has always been my first love. And so now my business has transitioned, and I do mostly women's clothes. I actually started in the bathroom at First Chicago Bank of Chicago. The girls would come by my desk and say they liked what I was wearing, and I would tell them that I designed it. They would ask, could I make them one? I'd say, yeah. I told them to meet me in the bathroom on the 15th and the 31st, paydays in corporate America. That's really how my business got started, and I never did enough to move to the next level in corporate America, so I think I basically got fired, and I said, hey, it's time for me to start my own company. And so in 1986, I started Bates Designs, and I haven't looked back. And through designing for my company, I've been really fortunate that I was able to meet incredible entertainers and athletes, and I got great publicity in the city of Chicago. And through some of that publicity, I got a phone call once from someone who said, are you the same Barbara Bates that had a baby when she was a teenager? I was like, well, yeah, what's it to you? And of course, this is like something I haven't had to face for a while. But the young woman said, well, I went to school with you, and I actually mentor young teens. And I was wondering if you would come out and speak to them, because we've seen what you've been doing in the city, and we think it's like really inspiring. So I took a day trip, back to the west side where I grew up at, and I entered the room. There were about 25 young girls in there, probably the ages of 11 to 15, who were teen moms. And I shared my story with them. It was the first time I'd actually shared my story. And through that, at the end of it all, I decided that I wanted to do something for the young girls in the room, because they reminded me of where I was at that time. And I told them if they went back to school and they graduated, I'll make their prom dresses for them for free. And that year I had about 3 young girls call me. And I did that for about 10 years, undercover. Nobody knew what I was doing. I would go to different high schools and speak after somebody said, hey, there's this girl from the west side who's a great speaker, and she has a story to tell. And so I would just go to different high schools and I would speak, and then I would bless the young women, with custom prom dresses. And in 1999, I decided to start a foundation, and the Barbara Bates Foundation has been in existence now since '99, and we've given away over 500 prom dresses and 200 suits to inner city kids. And not just pregnant teens anymore, but just kids who are deserving, not the best or the brightest or the smartest, but kids who are deserving, who need to be inspired. And from there, the foundation, every year we go out, we speak to the kids, and we pick kids. But the foundation now has taken on another role, because 5 years ago I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so after that fight with breast cancer, I decided that it was really important for me to advocate, because I didn't think that I was at risk, but I didn't have like all the information that I needed. I didn't have the right information about breast cancer. So once I received it, of course, I was like devastated, but I thought if I can get breast cancer, then anybody can. So I started advocating for that. And in the past 2 years, I've raised quite a bit of money for Mount Sinai Hospital. My foundation members, they go out, we pound the pavements, we do grassroots fundraising, and Mount Sinai Hospital has been the recipient of all the funds that we've actually raised. And a lot of this, through me being a fashion designer, I have a platform in the city, and so that platform has allowed me to be able to speak to women about issues, that are near to my heart, or adversities that have dropped in my lap. And through my breast cancer trial, my youngest son was actually convicted of a mandatory minimum sentence and in prison with a lengthy sentence that had nothing to do, in terms of the time that he received was just not just. And so I felt that I needed to fight for other people who had been not wrongfully convicted. Yeah, they are guilty, but the time that they receive has nothing to do with what they've done. And so I've advocated and tried to teach people about our justice system and how it can be unjust to some people, that are in the system. And so once again, fashion gave me the opportunity and the platform to do that. So that's why I like to preface by saying, yeah, I'm a fashion designer, that's what I do, but that's not necessarily who I am. When I did not pave this way, I didn't know that it would happen this way, but it did. I still love getting up in the morning and coming to work because I love designing, I love beautiful fabrics. It's a joy when women come in and they shop with me, especially African American women, who are shoppers. They can go to, bigger stores and shop, but they choose to come here. And I don't take that lightly. It's a privilege when they come in and they shop with me and they share, I'm wearing a Barbara Bates. It's a great feeling. So I'm inviting you to come and check me out on Monday, May 5th at Room 43, the Soul Salon, where food, art, and entertainment meet. See you there.